What is up, guys? Sifu Kloud here, bringing you a tutorial guide for the PvP Elemental Shaman. That is right, I said the Ellie Shaman. Hope everybody's doing well. This is the second video we are making, and I appreciate you guys so much, as always, for watching my videos, coming and checking out my stream. Follow me on Twitter. I will leave a link and descriptions and stuff at the end of the video for all of that. If you guys want to join and be a part of my community, everyone is always more than welcome, and I love every single one of you guys. Alright, so first things first, as the Elemental Shaman, I want to just clarify one thing, that you are absolutely just ballsack, just going to get focused every single time. Every single time they are just going to go straight for you. So you have to learn how to kite very, 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 very well. Now, these are maybe not necessarily the most optimal talents to take on Elemental Shaman, but these are why I take, and I will explain why. So, first thing, Nature's Guardian. Attack that brings your health below 30%, or excuse me, attacks that bring your health below 30%, increase your maximum health by 25% for 10 seconds, and reduce the threat that you generate towards the attacker cannot occur more than 30 seconds. This is really good to keep you from basically just getting bursted down. So, you know, when you hit that 30% health mark, it's going to boost you back up by 25%, or it's going to increase your health. It basically gives you more health, so it makes it harder to kill you, essentially. So this is just a very good thing. I don't really think that anything else in this category is worth mentioning, to be quite honest. Yeah, I'm pretty sure taking less damage, 40% less damage, that could be useful, but I still see this as a very good talent. So that's for your level 15 talent. For level 30 talent, I will either take any three of these. These are all situational here. I currently have the Earth Grab Totem because what I'm running into is that I'm getting dove a lot by like warriors and DKs, and you get grabbed and you get pulled and you get kited, and it's just so fucking annoying. So what I like to do is I take the Earth Grab Totem simply because this will give you a massive AoE root, and if it doesn't root them every time it pulses, it will slow their movement speed by 50%. So let me just read it for you guys real quick. Summon an Earth Totem within summon an Earth Totem with 5 health at the feet of the caster for 20 seconds. The totem pulses every 5.2 seconds, rooting all enemies within 10 yards for 5 seconds. Enemies previously rooted by the totem will instead suffer 50% movement speed reduction. This is good because it's going to help you peel for yourself. Peeling is the slowing someone down to basically peel them off of you. You know, if they're like stuck on you like a piece of tape, you want to peel them off, right? So I really, really enjoy this this totem here, this talent also, because it's just very, very good. You can also take this one. Don't be afraid, but just understand that if you have more than one target, Frozen Power, it's very hard to do because, you know, you do have a cooldown on this. So as far as multi-target stunning or slowing, because it roots, sorry, excuse me, it will slow and it will root, but you can only do it to one target at a time, and it's going to have a cooldown. So, you know, you can take it if you want to. If you're doing like 2s or arenas, is good. But, you know, I still think that Earth Grab Totem is probably better for this specific scenario based on what my playstyle is. Also, Wind Walking Totem is very good if you want to free yourself from movements. If you think that maybe naturally you're faster than the other players, or you have a good comp that would allow them to slow the enemies, and then all you want is for both you and your partners, or your teammates, I should say, not your partners, to have less movement impairing effects, then you would obviously take the Wind Walking Totem. So it comes down to what you guys really want. Personally, I love Earth Grab Totem probably the most in this whole category for level 30. So, level 45. I take the Totemic Projection because if you pop your stun down, it has a 5-second charge time. So if I pop this down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bam, reload, place it. Look at that. Just absolutely wonderful. You can click this. It will allow you to relocate your totems. That is fucking epic. So say you want your Earth Grab Totem over here. Or say, you know, oh my god, you know, I've got my Earth Grab Totem down, but it's not within the amount of yards that it requires to root someone off of your teammate. So my teammate's way over here, just for example. You know, you can just place it way over there. Look at that. Perfect. See how before it was not affecting this totem or this dummy here, but now that I've moved it closer, it does. And you can do that with any of your totems. You can relocate. Let's say you run off. They necessarily don't kill your fire totem. You know, you can run off and you're like, oh no, it's out of range. No, it's not. It's right there. See, you can move it as far as you want as long as that totem is still up and you are within your cast range for this spell. So, absolutely fucking amazing. Hands down, the only one I'm going to recommend that you take there. Level 60, Echo of the Elements. This is amazing because it gives you a second charge to Earthquake and to Lava Blast. And Lava Blast, obviously, is your biggest hitting spell because it has the highest crit chance and the damage ratios, the percent damage ratios, all of that stuff. Just fucking amazing. No reason that you should pass this up. Now, you can probably get away with these other things, but understand that if you take this, you know, you're gonna look differently. They're gonna see this buff. They're gonna go, oh my god, he just used a huge cooldown. You know what? Stun, snare, slow, interrupt, silence. Instantly, they're just gonna fuck you so hard that you're not even gonna be able to use that. So, it's better to have 2 charges of this so that you always have at least 1 charge up for scenarios where you need a burst and you don't have an instant proc for this ability. Just absolutely amazing, and it gives you an increased crit chance, increased damage, your multi-strikes increased, just incredible. So, hands down, this is the talent I take. The following spells have the abilities to now have 2 charges. Other effects that reset their cooldowns will be instead gained 1 full charge. Level 75. This one is a toss-up between Astral Guidance and Rushing Streams. If you are very good at spreading pressure, and now I don't recommend this one specifically. I know that it is really good because the healing of it is very good. If you have really, let's just say, okay, if you're able to have your dots up constantly and you don't have any problem keeping dots up or consistently doing a regular amount of damage, Ancestral Guidance is good because you're going to be getting all of that multi-strike and all of that damage is going to come back to you as healing, so it provides a really good healing, but it's got a 2-minute cooldown. And if you're not doing damage, you're not being healed. So what's the point, right? Rushing String Totems increases the potency of your healing totem and makes it so that you heal more allies. You heal 2 targets now for 15% more. That's pretty good. See, it's crit healing for 6,000, 7,000 almost at some point. So it's very, very good, and it's a put down and forget. You want to be putting this down on cooldown every 30 seconds. Every single time this thing is up, you want to be putting it down. If you really think about it, you honestly only have about 10 seconds of downtime as long as this totem is not killed. Because of how long it lasts 15 seconds. So I guess technically you have 15 seconds where you are unable to put this down. But, you know, it's just fucking amazing. It does so much work. I use it hands down. Level 90. It's a really, I would say it's another toss-up, and I will explain why I take these as well. I honestly would not go towards Elemental Blast. It takes too long to cast. In an arena, if a player is good and they see you casting this, they are not going to let you cast it. Just not going to happen. They're not going to let you. And you don't have a quick enough stun, snare, or anything to keep them from interrupting you to get this off. So why take it, right? Primal Elementals, if you're really good and like the fact that your pets or your elementals do a lot of damage, you are absolutely more than welcome to take this. It does good damage. I have no complaints about it whatsoever. But I absolutely love Unleashed Fury. Empowers your Unleashed Flame, causing it to do increased damage done with Lightning Bolt by 30% and with Lava Burst by 10%. I will use this right here every single time. Let me just show you the damage difference. Alright, so here's Lava Burst, 15,000. So I'm going to pop my Unleashed Flames, use it again. Let's see what we get this time. Boom! 23,000 with another 8,000. So just absolutely wonderful. And you're going to be doing even more than that if you have Flame Shock up and things of that nature. So there's no reason to not take this. It's got a really short cooldown, and you can time this really well with a good burst. So we've got 5 stacks of lightning shield. Let me just show this as an explanation. We build up, say the fight lasts long enough to get about 20 stacks of this lightning shield. Alright, so we've got our 20 stacks, we've got our free proc. So what we're going to do, here is our burst damage for this. So we're going to pop the unleash flame. Oops, we kind of messed up here. We'll have to put down flame shock first, which is going to use it. So, well, it's going to use the other effect on it. Yeah, so wait for this to come back off cooldown. We've still got our 20 stacks. Alright, so we're going to pop this. We're going to do lava leash, or lava burst. Gas it out. Like that. Bam, bam. That damage right there is a lot all at once. That's going to be a really good burst. It's going to be easy to time with a stun or a hex. So basically, you're going to build up your lightning shield to 20 stacks. When we use Earth Shock, it's going to use those stacks. Or it might be Chain Lightning. I'm not sure. One of these spells uses that. It doesn't fucking matter. But anyways, okay, so with Flame Shock up, that increases our damage through our passives. Then we're going to be casting the Lava Burst, and then we're instantly going to start using Chain Lightning, and then we're instantly going to pop Earth Shock. And the reason that we're going to do that right after Chain Lightning is because it's all going to be right at the exact same time. So, Unleash Flame, Lava Burst, Chain Lightning, and Earth Shock. Boom! Look at that. Just a really, really good burst spell. And then, of course, you'll get your free proc of Earth Strike, or Earthquake, which is very, very, very good. So, continuing on. Wow, we just went to puberty right there, didn't we? Elemental Fusion, level 100. You can take Liquid Magma if you want to. I will not tell you that you should or should not take either one of them, but I personally take Elemental Fusion because it will help me do more damage in the long run. This has a 45-second cooldown. This has an 8-second recharge. If you use one of these and then get a free proc, or use it again, boom! All right, we have 2 stacks. We're gonna do our next Flame Shock is gonna do 80% damage, 80% more damage. So watch, right here, 80% more damage. Boom! Right there. There it is. Look how much more it ticks. Just absolutely amazing. That's just going to help your damage output, simply put. Oh, we got our proc. Boom. 34,000. Not too bad. We're on the low end. Elemental Shamans right now are not the best class. They are one of the hardest classes to play in terms of doing very, very high amounts of damage because you have to time your burst. You have to be very methodical about when you're going to use certain abilities and things of that nature. So, there is no really set rotation. There is a priority to these abilities, so I'm going to go over them with you right now. So, at all times for doing damage, we want to keep our Searing Totem down all the time. The second we start doing damage, the second it starts shooting. It doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, it's going to shoot this guy instead. There we go. It doesn't do a whole lot, but it does enough damage to make a difference. So, Flame Shock. Always keep Flame Shock up. If Flame Shock is already up, then be casting Frost Shock. The Frost Shock is going to help people. It's going to help you peel. It's going to slow them. If you have the talent for Frozen Power, it's going to snare them. The more damage that you're doing consecutively, every time you deal damage, you have a chance of getting a free proc of your Lava Burst. So your next highest priority is to be using a Lava Burst. I would always try to use Lava Burst with Unleashed Flame every single time that it's up, just to ensure that you're doing even more damage. In your downtime, if you're doing single target DPS, you're going to be using Lightning Bolts. Lightning Bolt is a very good single target building spell that's going to build up your stacks on your Lightning Shield, right? I always try and keep Lava Burst at 1 stack. If I have 2 stacks, I'm going to be using Lava Burst because I only need 1 stack. We get a free proc, we get an instant stack, we use it, it's an instant cast and no longer cast time, right? Boom. Instantly. So, Lava Burst, look, see? We got a free charge. Here it goes. Bam. Double charge. Alright. Another free charge. Bam, got it again. Alright, we procced our Earth Shock because we've got 20 stacks of Lightning Shield. I want to time it with my Chain Lightning simply because of the cast time. Or you can do it with Lightning Bolt. So, Lightning Bolt into Frost Shock. Boom. Not as much damage, doesn't look as cool. If you've got multiple targets, at least 2 targets, use Chain Lightning. I know that it doesn't do as much damage as the Lightning Bolt, but the more targets you hit, the more stacks of Lightning Shield that you build. So, build these stacks up. Pay attention. Get 20 stacks. Look at that. Alright. Flame Shock is up. Unleash Flame. Lava Burst. Bam. Chain Lightning and Burst. There's your damage. Free cast of Earthquake. You can use Earthquake if you want to on cooldown. I'd only use Earthquake if you get a large group or if you get a good stun off. Or they're rooted or snared to where they cannot stop you from casting it. If they cast, it's a really long cast time. You don't want to get caught with your dick out trying to piss in the bushes, simply put. So, free proc, bam, Chain Lightning, Earth Shock, boom, look at the damage. So, numbers will literally just start flying up your screen. Alright, so, for your, I have the DPS trinket. So, if you have the DPS trinket, it will give you increased versatility for 20 seconds, which is very good. You can chain that with your burst if you want, and as a troll, I have increased haste, so we can pop both of those, put down the Searing Totem, pop Unleash Shock, or Unleash Flame, sorry, Lava Burst, boom, multiple targets, so we're using Chain Lightning to build up these stacks. There it is right there. Oh my goodness, so glorious. Chain Lightning, Earth Shock, boom, look at that damage. Just unreal, the damage that you can do with this. Boom. You can even spread your Flame Shock. If you've got more than one totem, more than one target, please do not forget, you can always have Flame Shock up on your targets. Let me just dot all of these up real quick and I will show you what it looks like. So, spread it as much as you can. Just understand that you're not going to be able to do that because we're going to be very single target oriented, and that's what's most important, is to make sure that we're constantly doing damage. And that comes to us to our next point. Our stat priority, multi-strike. By far. Always, always, always. If you can help it, build your multi-strike. More multi-strike means more damage. Absolutely. All those numbers, that's what that's from. That's from your multi-strike. Do not be scared of not going into mastery or not going full versatility for multi-strike, because I promise you, you are going to do damage and it is going to be unreal how much damage you're going to do. Secondarily, I like to favor, I'd probably say versatility is a good second, but versatility is kind of hard to come by, so I would shoot for either haste or crit strike. Haste is important because it's going to reduce our cast times. And mastery is of course going to increase some of our damage on top of that, but versatility is a direct damage increase to every single ability that we have. So, you know, that's obviously what we want to be doing. Elemental Shamans right now are just, they're so hard to play, but I absolutely love this class because I love the elemental theme. I love the way the abilities look. And I'm a very firm believer in the fact that it doesn't necessarily matter if a class is necessarily the best or really good. I think it comes down to whether you actually enjoy your class or not. Because if you don't enjoy your class, you're not going to put the time in. And it's just not going to be rewarding for you. So, you know, point case being simple, play what you like to play. Play the Elemental Shaman. Give it a chance. Learn how to use your class. It's going to be frustrating, because you're going to get pooped on, you're going to get dove, you're going to get destroyed a lot. But, you know, if you're having fun with it, stick to it. Everything always changes. You know, when the new X-Pack comes out, maybe they'll give a nice big buff to the Elemental Shamans. I actually don't think their damage is always that bad off. I think it does pretty good. I do think it's situational, and you have to understand what all your abilities do in an entire sense. Don't just be running around and doing simple things, or, you know, only putting down your Flame Shock and then just running in circles and trying not to die. Another good point to make, probably the last one that I'm going to make in this video, is you have to heal yourself. absolutely have to. You have good survivability, but you're easy to kill if you don't. So, you know, always keep down your healing totem. I wouldn't use Healing Ray necessarily, unless you've got a good LOS and it's just a good ability that you for a filler because you need something to put down. It's going to help you. But, you know, Ancestral Guidance, I use this, or excuse me, Ascendance, I use this as a defensive cooldown because the second that I pop this, I'm going to get my line of sight up and then I'm just going to start healing myself. I can do this as I'm running if I use my Spirit Walker's Grace, which I have the talent for. The glyph, excuse me. I don't actually. Wow, I thought I did. Anyways, so you can take this if you want to. Let me expedite it real quick. Which one was it that I took? Not this one, not the duration. I took this one. Yep. And it makes it so that you can't be interrupted or silenced, but if you pay attention, I really wouldn't take it, to be honest, because, where is it? You get the set bonus for the 4-piece, as you see there. While Ascendance is active, you have immunity to interrupts and silence effects, so you don't necessarily need this. You can just time it well with this, and you'll be fine. Having said that, the glyph that I use is this one here. Activating your Rage ability also cleanses you of all these spellable, harmful magic effects. This is very good for getting you out of like curses and things like that. And of course, you're gonna take less damage. It's 10%, 30% less damage. Sorry, for 15 seconds. So you can use this when you're stunned and everything. It's just a really good defensive cooldown. So don't forget about that. I use the glyph of Ghost Walk. While in Ghost Walk form, you are less hindered by the effects that would reduce movement speed. So again, it's just another movement speed reduction. If they're trying to slow you or root you, you're going to have less effects on you for those things, so you get out of them quicker. And as a troll, the racial passive is that I have, I think it's 20-25% reduction in movement impairing effects also. So that's another good thing. Last glyph that I take is the glyph of Lightning Shield. When your Lightning Shield is triggered, you take 10% less damage for 6 seconds. That's just a really good survivability, because if you're getting hit, your Lightning Shield is going to proc. That just makes it so that you take less damage. So there's no reason that you should not take it. Just absolutely shouldn't. Every single time. That's what I take. So all in all, I really like the way the playstyle is of the Elemental Shamans. I would give them a chance if you're considering a different type of caster. Something that's going to be difficult, in my opinion. Something that's more difficult is not only more fun because I love the challenge, but also, in my opinion, signifies the fact that maybe it has a higher skill cap. Maybe there's a potential for it to be better in the end once you've got the gear, once you know your class down to the T, know every single thing, all your cooldowns, all the durations, what to do in every single situation. And the only way to do that is to go out there and just get shit on. Go die. Do not be afraid to do things incorrectly. It's gonna suck, and it's not necessarily gonna be the most fun experience, but it's the only way to learn. So get out there and do it. And that does it for this guide. So if you guys want to catch me, I do stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/SifuKloud. You can follow me on Twitter for any live updates. I post all of my screenshots. I'll post when the videos are going live. I post when I'm going live on YouTube, or when I'm going live on on Twitch. All of those things. So catch those updates. You can follow me at SifuKloud. You can follow me on Facebook at SifuKloud. And of course, you know, don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel as we put out more guides. I have other classes and other specs that we're going to be doing. We're going to be doing one on Druid probably soon, but I want to do one on the Resto Shaman first. So that will probably be the next video. So until next time, you guys get out there and just experiment. Play around with it. Do what you like to do. Be you.